Hello, you are watching the Post-Up Show. I'm Cyrus Rogers, that's Kaunda Chama, and thank you for joining us. We're going to be talking about some really fun stuff this week. Kaunda, you ready to get into this? We're going to be talking about them rookies, the ones who are really lighting the fire for us, the guys who we think are doing a really great job.
The youngins.
The
I'm
youngins,
good.
Indeed.
It's always good to see guys coming to the league and play like they've been here for a while. They just perform. They're like, there's a reason why I was drafted. Here I am, and you best get ready. And it's fantastic, sir. There's nothing that hurts me more than when a rookie struggles or a rookie gets, injury prone. Like, you remember what happened? Like, I'm just going to sidebite Joel Embiid and it was
Ben Simmons. The red shirt in the first couple of seasons.
Yeah, it hurts me because especially when you can see the potential in these kids. But I love the fact that, we've had a great start, all things considered. We've had a great start to the season.
Yeah.
And you got rookies that are shining out there. And it's fantastic.
Yep. And what's great is people looked at this rookie class and thought, this class isn't going to be all that. There'll be one or two players who we think are going to be quite good. Yes, yourself included. But when we actually look at these guys on court, they've been spectacular. So what we've decided in this episode, right, is we're going to have you give your three, I give my three. I think we're going to have a lot of shared interests here and one or two differences. So let's go through the rookies. Who is your first rookie that you are really excited about this season, that you've been impressed by so far?
It's one Anthony Edwards from the Minnesota Timberwolves, Cyrus. Anthony Edwards came into the league with great promise, and sometimes I'm always like, I think I'm still suffering from the Kwame Brown syndrome, where I was like, everybody spoke so much about Kwame Brown, and he didn't amount to nothing. And unfortunately, recently we also had the Markelle Fultz situation, where I was like, okay. But Anthony Edwards, you put the stats up there, Cyrus. He's already scoring in double digits. The Timberwolves is a great team. Even when his big brother Karl Anthony Towns was out with injury, he stepped up. He was performing. 13.6 points, 2.9 rebounds, 2 assists. Cyrus, this youngster's got great promise, and I think he comes into the league fearless, and if there's one thing I like, is a fearless rookie, one that comes in there and is not intimidated by the vets. He respects the vets, but is not intimidated by the vets. And he comes into a team that has its struggles the past season, Cyrus, and they've struggled even in the postseason, not going too far, falling at the hands of better teams. This is a squad that I think has the potential to really go far if they really put their pieces together. And I think Anthony Edwards is a great addition.
I agree with you there. I think Anthony Edwards is a fantastic addition. One of the reasons he went number one overall is his ability. He's got some incredible athletic ability, and the things that he does on the court are really, really worthwhile. And you see the reasons why the Timberwolves wanted him, because he also works with the current setup. He's a bit younger, but he's still got the skill set to do some stuff when called upon. And this Timberwolves team hasn't been performing well at all, but having said all of that, he's still been one of the bright spots, and people who've been watching the league have been really, really happy with what they've seen from him. He hasn't been one of the players that I would necessarily say he's one of my standouts. I'm going to go to my guy who's been really impressive, and that is LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball has he's been unbelievable for the Charlotte Hornets. He is playing on a better team because they've got the likes of Terry Rozier there. They've got the likes of Gordon Hayward, Devontae Graham. So when you look at the guys who are there on that team, there are people who can actually help out. So it might help with some of the stats themselves. Like, for instance, the assist stats. He's got people who are actually good scorers. So if he's passing the ball around, they're going to get the bucket they need to. However, he's still scoring points as well, and that's the key thing for me about LaMelo Ball. He could have been number one overall, and I think that's what's been really great about this draft class, because either any one of the top three could have gone to any one of the teams and performed well. LaMelo just happens to be in Charlotte and it's working out for him, but his skill set, his passing, the flair, the behind the backs, he's fearless. You mentioned that in Anthony Edwards, but there's stuff that LaMelo was doing that I don't even think Anthony Edwards would even attempt to do. It's just the way LaMelo is.
let's keep it real, Cyrus. This guy played professional ball in Europe and in Australia.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
he's not coming up. He's not coming off a college floor, but still, I'm not taking anything away from him. His elder brother.
You just did.
No,
you were basically
look,
like,
I'm taking a little bit. I'm taking a little bit. But look, Cyrus, it was like 2-3 seasons ago. His brother was the youngest player to score a triple-double, and then he beat his own brother's record. Talk about, WhatsApp messages going around. Like, hey, dudes, guess what I did?
He beat the record that was broken because Lonzo set the youngest player to get a triple-double. Then Markelle Fultz, who you badmouthed, set the new record after that. And then LaMelo Ball. So it's come full circle. It's the circle of life in terms of your trash talker.
I'm not bad-mouthing Markelle. He was a bust. Let's keep it all the way real.
Is he? I mean, look, he was let go by the team. I still think I'm reticent to call anybody a bust, especially when they're able to produce. I'm just so unhappy that he got hurt this season because I think he was on path to do something really, really good. But LaMelo Ball is a really good player. I'm sure you like him.
No, look, I like LaMelo Ball. All his father's antics aside, I think of all the three Ball brothers, to me, he's always shown promise that he's the best one. Even his elder brothers had said, I think including his father had said, the youngest of the three is actually the better of the players, which is actually coming true because obviously LiAngelo is now in the G League and his elder brother Lonzo is now in NOLA. But if you see the skill set and you see that the boy is just fluid. I mean, even in his early games when he didn't score much, I mean, there was one game I think where he didn't score any points, but he had a bunch of assists and everybody was like bad-mouthing him already. And I was like, dude, the guy just got here. Give him some space. And there he goes breaking triple-double record. Cyrus, I'm not mad at your pick. I think it's a great pick. He's in Charlotte. I think he can learn a lot from the likes of Gordon Hayward, from the likes of Terry Rozier, and of course from the man at the helm, Michael Jordan himself. I mean, I think he's just around the corner.
He
can
just
ask for help.
The team. It's not like he's up there on the court. I mean,
he must have an office. He must have an office somewhere.
His office is the building.
You can just go check him out.
I don't know if you just pop in the MJ, teach me how to fly.
I can't believe you missed out on all the cheese in this segment. LaMelo Ball is balling.
Yeah,
come on.
I left it to you. Kaunda. I left it to you because there'll be another kind of balling, as in crying, if we carry on this way. So the next two picks really are ones that we actually agree on. And this is really why the list isn't necessarily too divisive, but I think it's important. Tyrese Haliburton was one of the ones that was a really big pick for you. Why did you select him?
Cyrus, he's performing very well. If you look at the 12.1 points, 2.7 rebounds, 5.3 assists. This is a guy who goes to a team that needs talent, and he's proven that he is the kind of talent they need. I mean, they've got De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield, and I think De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield for the past 2 seasons have been holding it down well, although they haven't really had the great pieces around them, and I think he is a great addition, and he has proven that he's a great addition in the way he performs. I've watched a couple of Kings games already, Cyrus, and he's just looking good. And like I say, again, fearlessness as well. And fitting into the system that you join is also very important, Cyrus. I think a couple of rookies sometimes come in with their own hype, and sometimes they don't listen to their coach as much, and they end up not fitting into the system. But if you ask me, Tyrese is the kind of youngster that I think listens to Luke Walton and learns from him. He's an experienced guy. He's coached the Lakers. He's played for the Lakers. And you've got Vladdy also, who's a former Laker, who's a former King as well. Oh, is Vladdy gone? Oh, my bad. But Sacramento, obviously not the biggest market, not the most shiny market, but I think him alongside De'Aaron Fox, alongside Buddy Hield and the other pieces they have there in Sacramento, I think it's going to be fantastic. I like his look, and I like what he does on the floor. He's the kind of player that can grab the ball, put the ball on the ground, and still make a play for himself, as well as create an opportunity off the ball. And I like players that come in with that kind of temperament already.
No, I'm in total agreement with absolutely everything you've said. I think the thing for me is what's interesting is that all of these players are averaging around about 12 points, which is pretty good. And you're seeing that the point scoring is actually one of the key things for Tyrese Haliburton, in the sense that the team know they can count on him when they need some scoring, and he's providing that. And I think that's one of the key things here, is being able to see this guy actually do what he needs to do on the court. The last of the rookies that we've decided to talk about is the Warriors big man, James Wiseman, who for me has been one of the incredible young players. We knew he was talented. Everybody was talking him up. He could have gone number one. But I think also because of teams' needs, they chose different players, but he fell to where he needed to be. I mean, Wiseman at the Warriors has just been really special to see start develop. And when you look at it, the stats themselves aren't necessarily mind-blowing, but this is a rookie. So 10.9 points a game, just to call it 11 points, 6 rebounds. I mean, that's really what you want from your big. And he's been one of those who has also been able to run the floor. He'll learn. He's obviously needing to understand the defensive side of the NBA a lot better, but that's what goes. The same goes for absolutely all of the players on our rookies list. What are the things that have stood out for you about Wiseman?
Cyrus, just his presence on the floor, his presence in the paint. I mean, I know for a while the Golden State Warriors have really focused on their small ball because like they can rain threes all day, every day. And when they drafted a big man, I think I realized that they must be missing the days when they had a Zaza Pachulia, to depend on in the paint. No disrespect to the other big guys that they've got on the squad, but I think Wiseman brings a lot of youth athleticism. You can see he's a kid. He's just jumping like he could never get hurt. He's in there. He's present. He's in the moment. He's like, we got doctors.
That he is.
They'll fix me up. And I like that because not only is he playing this game professionally, you can see when he plays that he's enjoying himself. And I like the fact that although they struggled at the beginning of the season, once Steph has come into his own, I think he's also given that team a breath of confidence. And the likes of Wiseman need that, especially, this is his inaugural season. And to see, did I ever think I'd say a vet like Steph on his squad, the not so babyface assassin, giving them that, that energy, and I think he's going to go a long way. James Wiseman was a great pickup for the Golden State Warriors. They needed another big guy to play in the paint, to rebound a lot, another guy to get those second chance buckets. And I think they picked up a great young man in James Wiseman.
That they have, and possibly the cornerstone of this franchise going forward, because he's the kind of player who has got the ability to stretch the floor. He does shoot the 3-ball well. He's also able to score in transition. So it's really interesting to see what his progression will be. And I think all of these rookies in this rookie class has done well. I mean, when we look at the points per game numbers for the rookies, you're seeing Anthony Edwards is leading the way, followed by LaMelo, followed by Tyrese Haliburton, and then James Wiseman. So in essence, our picks have really been all of the rookies who have managed to get up there in terms of points per game. And that's really one of the things we've seen. But one of the other attributes is the assists a game. And that for me is one of the things you touched on with Haliburton, and we're seeing a heck of a lot of from LaMelo Ball, is LaMelo Ball is averaging almost like it's 6 assists a game. Tyrese Haliburton, 5.3 assists a game. I mean, that's a heck of a number of assists for rookies to be giving to their teammates. Do you think that's an important stat to look at when it comes to the rookie numbers?
Yes, Cyrus. I've always been a big fan of assists because to me, I always see an assist for what it does, and that means it helps create points. So whenever you're assisting 6 assists, you're helping create a minimum of 12 points.
Yeah,
Cyrus, as a rookie, I think it's important you learn that, especially if you're playing in a guard position, if you're an assisting guard rather than a scoring guard, and of course, even as a big man, if you're assisting at that level, if you're looking at the likes of James Wiseman, that's impressive, Cyrus, because you're not only scoring as a player, you're also, it speaks to your basketball IQ. That means you can see opportunity even in high pressure situations where you're like, okay, why I'm not going to go for this shot, I'm going to give up a good shot for a better shot. And most of the time when you're assisting, that's what you do. You read the play and say, look, I'm going to give up this good shot for a better shot.
No,
So
exactly.
Cyrus, for me, I think assisting for me is very important stat, Cyrus. Very important.
Yeah. Look, for me as well, one of the key things here is rebounding, because when we look at it, the rebounding stats are really impressive. When this is where you see LaMelo Ball's all-round game is impressive. The fact that he's leading rookies in rebounds a game with an average of about 7 rebounds over James Wiseman, who is the far bigger player because he's a 7-footer, whereas LaMelo Ball is mid 6 feet, mid and upper 6 feet. He's not 7 foot by any stretch, but he's still managing to get the board. So he's a bit like when we saw Dennis Rodman in The Last Dance. You popping off here, jumping off there. He's reading the game really well, and I think rebounding, because you can't win the game if you don't have the ball, and so getting the ball is important. So here's the cheese for you: Ball is addicted to getting the ball, and I think that's one of the key things here. But
yes, Cyrus. And Cyrus,
go for it, Kay.
no, I was saying, let's not forget that these guys are playing at this level for the first time in their careers, and for them to be able to push themselves and perform amongst guys that have been there for quite a while is really impressive. And I think as rookies, let me be the first to say, I wasn't really enthused by this class, and I am pleasantly surprised, Cyrus. There's a lot of promise. I hope none of them fall victim to that sophomore curse, and they just continue progressing from here on in.
Yeah, it would be great, because when we're looking at it, the guys who are doing well, LaMelo Ball is up there again in the steals stats. Haliburton right behind him from a rookie perspective. And you can see the defensive side of the game is also being paid attention to. The blocks as well. You have Wiseman as the number 2 there. He's played far more games than Obi Toppin, who's only played the 1. So you're seeing the defensive side of the game getting the kudos that it deserves. And the rookies who are showing their capabilities on that end are really the all-rounded ones. So just to end off the show, Kay, do you think from this group that we've spoken about, the Rookie of the Year is in this class, like in this grouping? And if so, who do you think it might be?
I definitely think Rookie of the Year is definitely amongst the, was it the 4 or 5 players you and I have spoken about a lot in this episode. And if you were to ask me straight off, I think it will possibly be a trade-off between LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
If you were to give me 2 people to select from, I'd say it's going to be a trade-off between those 2.
And I definitely agree with you. I think the Rookie of the Year is probably going to be in this group. And for me, I don't even know if it's going to be a question. I think it's going to be LaMelo Ball. If he manages to stay fit and carries on doing what he's doing, he's going to be up there. I think you touched on the point about him having played pro before. People are going to start seeing that as being a massive, massive indicator as to the jump that a player can take. That maybe the college route isn't necessarily the one and only way to get the best out of a player. Sometimes playing overseas will help. But LaMelo Ball probably going to be the Rookie of the Year for me. But we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much, Kaunda. And thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been the Post Up Show. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the video, hit the bell notification as well. You want to hear when we're back on screen. Also, enjoy all of the new content on postupzone.com. Post-Up Zone is where we have our written content on the website where views are expressed about basketball from an African perspective. You don't want to miss out. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.